Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope that you're all good. In today's video I have the second part of my Kiki London haul. So in today's video we are going to be swatching all of the solid colours. Now if you did miss part one, which was swatching the glitters, I will leave that linked in the cards above and in the description box in case you guys want to check it out. But yeah, today we're going to be swatching all of these beautiful solid shades. I did mention in the previous video that I've been trying to complete my Kiki London collection and I think I was missing around 50 shades, so I ordered a bunch of them, but I didn't want to do one super long video, so I decided to split it down into 3 parts. So part one was the glitters. Today we're going to be doing the solid colors, and the next part is the thermal collection because I was missing that collection. So I really hope you all enjoy watching. Don't forget to tell me in the comments below what was your favorite color out of all of these, as it was really interesting to read in the comments on the previous video. But let's jump into swatching. Now I love a good nude shade and I was really surprised I didn't have this one in my collection because it is absolutely gorgeous. It's a really light creamy nude. It kind of has a little bit of a peachy brown tone to it, which I thought would pair really nicely with some of the colors that I personally like for Christmas and winter. Now when you apply this in one coat it does look a little bit sheer, so you could use one coat if you wanted a really natural looking set of nails. However, when you do come in and apply that second coat of colour, the full opacity does come through and it's a really full-on opaque shade, which personally I absolutely love. I am definitely more for an opaque nude than a natural nude. On all of the swatch sticks we are going to swatch all of the colours in 2 coats. However, some of the colours I found were super pigmented in one coat. And then to top coat I'm going to be using the Kiki London Hema free no wipe top coat. This is a really lovely top coat because one, it's Hema free, which is great for anyone with an allergy to Hema, but I do find it has a really nice thin consistency with that super high shine gloss to it as well. So there we have Nude Delight. The second shade we have here isn't actually a shade that's new to me. I have had a blush in my collection in the smaller size bottle and I used it so often that I had to get it in the larger bottle. It is such a gorgeous, soft, creamy pink shade, and it's one that I have found pairs up with so many colors nicely when you're doing things like French, ombres. It's been one of my go-to nude / pink shades. In one coat again it does look a little bit sheer, so it's quite versatile if you're wanting a more natural look, but then when you come in and add that second coat of colour the full opacity comes through and it's really pretty. I especially like teaming this one up with glitters for a glitter fade. It looks really lovely under stamping and water decals as well. It's just an all-round staple, or it has been in my collection anyway, so it's much better to now have it finally in the larger 15ml bottles. And if you wasn't already aware, Kiki London have been upgrading all of their colours to the larger bottles, so they now are available in both the 7.3 and the larger 15ml bottles. That goes for around I think 90% of their colours anyway. On to the third one, we have Peach Me. Now this isn't necessarily a colour I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of in winter and Christmas, but it's definitely one I wish I'd had in spring and summer because it is a super bright sweet peach shade. I don't know, it could kind of still work in a Christmas set of nails because I've got a couple of gingerbread sets of nails that I really want to try and do, like a gingerbread inspired set of nails. And looking at this color now, I think it could fit in with that kind of vibe nicely, maybe if it was paired up with some pinks and some lilacs. So let me know what you think. But as you can see, we're going to come in and apply that second coat of colour. Now this was one of the shades that was super pigmented. I did keep my coats nice and thin, but in one coat it was super pigmented. Now we are obviously popping the colours over a natural swatch stick, so it does bring out the colour a little bit more. But Kiki London do also have their rubber colour base range, which includes a white, and often if I put that under a colour I notice it makes the colours pop a little bit more as well, because the colour of that is very similar to the colour on the swatch sticks. On to Cotton Candy. Now this is definitely one that I feel I will use in a Christmas set of nails because I personally love to create at least 1 or 2 pink purple Christmassy sets of nails because I just feel as though they're really fun. And this one, it's got that really cute creamy pastel vibe to it, but it kind of just sits somewhere between pink and purple in my opinion. It's not quite lilac, but it's not quite a baby pink. It's just beautiful. I love these kind of shades, and although they're not your traditional Christmassy colours, I feel as though pink Christmas or purple Christmas is quite popular, so I'll definitely get this one in a set of nails. And I think it's another one that's going to pair really nicely with things like snowflakes as well, so I can't wait to do some designs with these. I have so many designs saved on Pinterest, Instagram, designs in my mind that I don't feel as though I'm going to get enough time to do them all, but I'm really hoping as work has sort of balanced out a little bit that I can get a lot more sets up on my channel. I've got so many videos recorded that I do need to get around to editing. I've got, if you didn't already watch this video, I did have a video up on the Kiki London channel last Friday showing their new watercolor brushes, and I have recorded a set for my own channel, so that should be up soon. Like I said, I just need to get the video edited and the voiceover done, but I'm really looking forward to adding watercolor into my nail art designs. And then I do also have quite a few hauls to share with you as well as some Christmas limited edition things. And then of course I've got a couple of stamping things prepared, so do be prepared for lots of winter and Christmas content. I just need to get myself organized and get those videos done. Anyway, whilst I was waffling on there, we have gone on to swatching Boss in Pink, which is a really pretty bright creamy pink shade. It's got a little bit of a coral undertone. Again, I don't feel as though this is going to be one that I'm going to reach for loads throughout the winter and Christmassy period, but it was one I was missing, and I definitely know it's a shade that I'm going to reach for. This would have been really good to have in the whole Barbie era throughout summer, but it is a really pretty fuchsia pink shade. Next up we have Holiday Burst. Now I love a bright red shade when I'm doing Christmassy nails. This kind of switches away from the traditional red, and this one is really pretty. It's got a bit of a pink undertone to it, so it kind of sits somewhere between like a really bright pink and a really bright red, and I really loved it because it's quite unique compared to all of the reds that I have in my Kiki collection. And as you can see, in one coat it is super pigmented as well, so I do like to keep my coats nice and thin with these highly pigmented shades just to make sure that there's no issues when it does come to curing. And I haven't ever had any issues when it comes to curing my gel polish, especially in the Kiki London lamp. I feel as though it cures everything perfectly, but do bear that in mind when you're working with anything super pigmented, to keep each coat nice and thin. With all of the Kiki London colours, I find 2 thin coats is sufficient on around 99% of the colours. There might be the odd colour where you come in and apply a 3rd coat, but I haven't found that in a long time. They are super pigmented. A lot of them have a really nice creamy consistency, so as long as you do your 2 thin coats, you get that full opaque colour. So Holiday Burst is definitely one that I think is going to work really nice in a really more bright, fun Christmassy design. And then I also grabbed a Chili Pepper as well. Now this is a really unique one. It's like a classic hot red shade. I think it will look beautiful for things like candy canes and things like that, but it has a little bit like a super fine gold shimmer to it, which is a little bit hard to pick up on camera, and I didn't even realize this when I ordered it. I ordered it for the red tone that it has, but I was trying to show you guys here. It's a little hard to see in the first coat, but it's got a super fine gold shimmer in there. So of course this is going to be one that's going to work brilliantly. And as you can see here, when you come in and apply that 2nd coat of colour, the red really comes to life on it, but it was just struggling a little bit to pick up that gold shimmer on the camera, but it is quite subtle, so it's nice if you just want to add a hint of gold. I think it would pair up really nicely with some gold glitter as well. And then once it comes in and top coats, you do see that shimmer come to life a little bit more. Again, impossible to pick up on the camera unfortunately, but this one I'm really glad to have in my collection because I've got so many Christmas designs planned that I think a colour like this will work beautifully for. Next up we have Poison Apple, and the next 2 shades have a bit of a metallic effect to them. So as you can see here, it's a really deep cherry red shade, but it's got that metallic finish to it, and I don't have that many any colours like this in my collection, but I think these could be quite fun. I think they look quite nice under stamping. A lot of the time I find stamping really comes to life if you pop it over a shimmery shade or over glitter. So if you're wanting to do a really simple set, you could use a colour like this with stamping over the top, and it just kind of adds that little bit of a wow factor to it. You can see even in the first coat, the shimmer is absolutely beautiful, but when we come in and add that second coat, it just really elevates the look of the colour. There is also a purpley colour that Kiki London do. I think it's called Metallic Dream. I'm not 100% sure. It was out of stock when I grabbed these. However, that's another one that I want to add to my collection because I really love the look of these metallic shades, especially once you come in and add the top coat over the top. It just brings that shimmery, sparkly goodness to life even more. So as I mentioned, I did grab a second colour that was like this but slightly darker, and that is Divine Kiss. So again, it's a similar, it's a red, but it's just that bit darker and a bit richer than the previous one. In all honesty, this one gave me mulled wine vibes. I feel as though it just worked with that whole Christmassy, just made me think of mulled wine when I opened this one. Let me know if you think the same in the comments below. But again, we're going to do our 2 swatches of it, and this one is, the shimmer's a little different in this one, which I really liked. Again, it's another one that I really want to pop some stamping over the top of. I think gold leaf would complement this one really well as well. I can't wait to get a set of nails done that's like a really rich traditional Christmassy set with some like dark greens. Ivy Forest from Kiki London would work beautifully with this shade. Really struggling to get my words out again today, same as last video, but this is what it looks like when we've come in and applied that second coat of colour. And then of course lastly we are going to top coat, and there we have Divine Kiss. Now that is all of the reds done. I wanted to do some comparisons, but I didn't get time at the end of the video, but I have left a picture showing all of the colours next to each other, which kind of shows the comparisons. But one thing I had trouble with was really picking up some of the pinker tones on 2 of the reddy pink shades, but I will try and get some comparison pictures done up on my Instagram stories, because obviously I have quite a few of the Kiki London colours now, and it's nice to pop them side by side to see how, for example, all the different reds compare. Now the next one we have in this swatch video is Royalty. Now I've wanted this colour for ages. It is such a gorgeous, rich, deep purple. It kind of has a bit of a jelly effect to it in one coat, and gives off a bit of a grape look. It's really pretty, but once you come in and add that second coat of colour, it really darkens. It darkens a lot more than what I was expecting with that second colour, and I think the name just suits this beautifully. If you are looking for something different for winter, this is definitely one I would reach for. I know a lot of the time, you know, we've got Christmas, so there's lots of reds, and then we go into winter and there's lots of blues and silvers, but if you want in something different, I would highly recommend this one. And everyone knows surely how much I love purple. It's one of my absolute favourite colours. So again, I'm quite surprised that I didn't already have this one in my collection. Next up we have Mr. Grey. Now I have Mrs. Grey. I've had her in my collection for a while, but I was missing Mr. Grey, and Mr. Grey is the darker of the 2 greys. Now again, there are quite a few greys available from Kiki, so there is one from everyone, but I do really like this one. It's not too dark, but it's not too light. It's kind of like your classic cozy grey, and I don't tend to use grey too often, but I think in the winter it does pair up nicely with blues, purples. You could even work this in with some red, I think, and it would give nice wintry vibes to it. I loved how it looked once it'd come in and added that second coat of colour. It just brought the colour to life a little bit more compared to in the first coat. So again, because I've got quite a few greys from Kiki, I will try and do some comparison photos. So if you are looking to pick any up and you're not sure what to go to, I will pop them up on my Instagram stories and maybe try and make like a little highlight or something like that. Also, I have done quite a few swatch videos on both my own channel and on the Kiki London channel. So I'll try and create a playlist here on my channel that links both of those videos. So if you are unsure on any colours that you're looking for from Kiki and you want to check them out swatch, they'll all be in that one playlist, because then it makes it a bit easier to watch the videos rather than having to switch backwards and forwards between the channels. And then lastly, my final colour to swatch is Go Kaki, which is a gorgeous classic army green shade. I think though this one will work quite well with some of the reds for Christmas. A lot of the time for winter and Christmas nails I reach for Ivy Forest, but where this one, although it's a khaki green, it's a bit darker than the other greens I have from Kiki. So I think this one could work quite nicely for some Christmassy trees or mistletoe, things like that. So we're just going to come in and top coat the final nail, and then I have left a clip of all of the colours together as well as a picture for you guys to check out. I did want to get some more pictures, but I completely ran out of time when I was recording this video and then completely forgot to get them. So I do apologise for that, but I think this clip shows the colours quite well. Of course, colours will look a little bit different depending on the camera and the lighting and what you're viewing it on. So if you are looking for a certain colour and you want to see different swatches of it, I would highly recommend checking out the Kiki website and their Instagram page. But that wraps up the end of the video for today, guys. I really hope you all enjoyed watching. If you did, please do give the video a thumbs up and leave me a comment below, and I shall hopefully see you all again in the next one. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.